What's up, you guys? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. It's been a little while since I've last seen you guys in person. Just been taking some time off since we hit 1,000 subscribers, kind of organize the channel, organize the business. We are back, though, with my content, of course. And, of course, we're going to have a bunch more theory, deck profiles, all the usual. Plus more, we have a bunch of products coming out as well that we've designed ourselves. And you guys can see that on the Ozone TCG shop. And of course, as always, please be sure to use our TCG Player affiliate link in the description if you are picking up cards. We are talking about the North American Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship 2022. This is what we call NATs. Better term would be internationals, because Canadians can also play, and those in Mexico can also play as well. We are talking about, of course, this event. This is taking place in Rosemont, Illinois. It's a suburb right outside of Chicago, Illinois. June 15th to June 17th, there will be events going on. So that Friday, June 15th through Sunday, June 17th, at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. It's right next to O'Hare International Airport, and that is kind of the hub for this event. A bunch of hotels and Airbnbs have already been booked. If you guys haven't already, be sure to get your plane tickets if you're flying. Be sure to have your travel accommodations, booked by now, and your hotels or Airbnbs again taken care of. It's expensive though. Real estate in the area for Airbnb is expensive because, especially now because of these events all being booked up now. We're gonna go ahead and talk about some of these. Some of the information is different compared to previous years. Some of the health requirements as well, and then the format change, because they've changed a little bit of how the event's going to be run. So you guys can see here, the 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship, YGOC, which they've never called it that before, and the Dragon Duel Championship, YGO DDC, are invite-only tournaments where you guys gather for big prizes, claim and enjoy various attractions, kind of just marketing. Basically, just compete for a playmat and prestige and a prize card. And if you win the event, you get an ultra rare prize card, and those go for a couple $1,000s. So if you win, really good position. All top 32 players will get a super rare prize card at the very least, and the exclusive playmat. We do have images of those. You guys will see that in the screen right now. They're really cool, and there's also the participation if you pre-register. You guys will have that. So the entire event is technically open to the public. You don't have to just be invited. It's not like a Comic-Con where you have to have tickets to go into the event, where that's more of a closed event. This is open, so you can just go and play. You have to check in, of course, just to make sure everyone's safe. But you can play for, say, Attack of the Giant cards, all of the structure deck and starter deck format tournaments, speed duels. Speed duel was just introduced when the last NAWCQ was out in 2019. But anyone can really just attend to see it and take place in the public events. And that, again, it's like the speed duel, prize cards, structure deck tournaments, starter deck tournaments, anything like that. So there's not going to be a Worlds this year, which is different from pre-COVID, of course. So 2019, there was a Worlds event. And if you, I think it was top 4 got a Worlds invite, something like that, or at least top 3 got an invite to Worlds. There is not one this year. So if you win the event, for example, of however many players, say that there are 2,500 players, if you win place number 1, you do get an invite, but it's for next year. Same thing with the invites. They'll roll over to next year with the rest of the World's Championship. So it's going to, again, be a 3-day event. So on the 15th, so the Friday, they're going to be last chance qualifiers. And that's pretty normal. A lot of people show up a day early to get a mat to pre-register for the event, and you get a play mat for doing so. I think 2019 was the World Chalice, World Legacy Guard Dragon with Dingirsu on it, and Imduk. World Legacy Guard Dragon. There were a bunch of them. Evermax was on there as well. Just a bunch of stuff on that mat. It's really cool. 2017 Zodiac Format was the Spiral mat, funny enough, because Spiral Double Helix was coming out a couple months afterwards. Anyway, you can get those or participate in the last chance qualifiers. They're like mini regionals. Usually they're 3 or 4 rounds. You have to win them to get your invite. So you can get your invite to this one. And it also works apparently for the next WCQ. So for next year, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it seems like that's what's going to happen. So if you get your invite at this LCQ, you will get it for this NAWCQ or YGO Championship, as they're calling it, as well as next year's. That's a change. They haven't done that before. They begin at 9 a.m. on Friday, so they're going to be a bunch of judges. So some judges will be there starting 7:30 a.m. That's usually what time we have to show up, and then you get to play in those. And then the NAWCQ, or the championship tournament, again as they're calling it now, is Saturday. Usually begins like 10 or 11 a.m. Goes throughout the day. You know, you have like 10, maybe 11 rounds the first day, and then that Sunday, rest of Swiss, and then into Top Cut. And it's, of course, all going to be streamed. They're all going to be, stream matches. So we're actually going to talk about the differences between previously. So again, normally it's 2 days. That's pretty much. Best 2 out of 3 matches. Technically, this is not the same as it's always been. Technically, there can be 4 games. It's very, very rare. There are very few ways to actually get to 4 games in the game, but best 2 of 3 matches. You have to play up to three games. And then Swiss rounds, again, followed by Top Cut. That's always single elimination. Then it depends. So there are probably going to be 2,000 plus people, as there were in 2019. There will probably be maybe 13 rounds, up to 14 rounds of Swiss, and then Top Cut from there. This is the difference, though, is the 40 minutes per Swiss round. Normally we have like 45 or 50 minutes. I think 2019 was 50 minutes. This is going to be huge, though. I'm guessing that Konami is expecting that there are going to be a lot more players because of the invites rolling over from previous years, especially we haven't had one in, we haven't had 2020, 2021 NAWCQs or championship tournaments, as they're now known. This is to keep everything concise and flowing quickly. This is going to be very quick. So if you're not playing quickly, really, this is how it should be, and this is how I've always played the game relatively. If you don't have the outs in your deck to play against, say, a combo deck, say Punk Therion, that you're not able to play past the turn skip, just go to the next game. There's no reason to play it out. There are very few cases where you can outgrind it. It's just not worth the time, especially if you're playing against Punk Therion, they go first, game 3, or you're playing Punk Therion, whatever, and you pay 600 for Zayamin's effect or 600 for Shirakasai's effect to fusion summon, anything like that. You'll be down 600 life points till 7,400 probably, and you will lose in time. You do not want to be in time, especially now. 2019 was already an issue because there was Ghost Mourner had just come. It's not Ghost Mourner, excuse me, Spooky Dogwood. You gain life points by discarding the card every time your opponent special summons. Otherwise, if they don't do it at all, you have your life points. That was already a concern, so Salmagrate Pero was talked about. Wasn't really a good card, never was. Same with Dogwood, but it was a factor that people were kind of considering because the time changes were pretty new then. Now it is going to be even more imperative that you're playing quickly. Good thing Prank Kids is out of the format entirely because that deck relied on stalling for time. Striker Mine is going to be still an issue as it was in 2019. You gotta play quickly. You gotta know how to play the deck. If you're not, practice more. That's all I can say. You guys gotta play quickly. It's going to be difficult. Usually, personally, I don't play any pass. I don't play really at all beyond 25 minutes because either I know that I'm scooping or that my opponent generally scoops early on. So make sure you guys are playing quickly. We're going to talk about this later on with the format and the NAWCQ discussions about what are the best decks, preparations for the tournament, kind of tips on how to book your flights. If you guys haven't already, we'll have that probably later this week or next week. If you guys want to see that, again, check that out. But just make sure you guys are playing quickly. You need to. This is a change where we've never had 40-minute rounds before, at least not for the past couple of years. And then, of course, the COVID-19 restrictions, still an issue, of course. I think it's overall a better situation than it has been. You have to have your vaccination card or the Clear. This is like an app that goes in your smartphone that can verify that you've had vaccination records, or the electronic ones provided by an entity. Some of them have them, some of them don't. Konami rules, you have to have your vaccination, you have to wear a mask. It is what it is. You guys got to follow the rules. Unfortunately, sucks that we have to have all these extra paperworks, but that's how it is. There's also not going to be any concessions inside the main hall. If it was like Pittsburgh 2019, there's going to be one main hall, and then there are going to be like side halls that have other events, but this one I'm assuming is going to be a little bit bigger because Pittsburgh is a smaller city compared to it. But Hall A, there will not be any concessions. Outside of that, there probably will be. And then if you have like a medical condition, so some people, diabetes, for example, you have to eat at certain times, like it's mandated by a doctor. You got to let the head judge know. Just let them know. They're not going to have a problem with it, but just so people know. Because normally you're not allowed to eat at the tables, but if you need to because of a medical condition, of course, do that. Just let judges know, and they'll, we'll all be fine with it. That's not going to be an issue. Again, if you have any issues with it, contact Matthew Weaver. He was previously on Zodiac Duel, so I don't know if he still is, but he's a cool dude. He'll answer any of your concerns, anything like that. You can also call the numbers as mentioned. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself, stay healthy, take a shower, wear deodorant. Some people struggle with that. This is the event details for the NAWCQ, again, as it's known now, the 2022 Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship. That is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship tournament, anything like that. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to, again, talk about the 40 minutes per Swiss round. That's going to be big, and how to book your events. Just general tournament preparations for some of the most premier events in North America in general. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Eric with OzoneTCG. We'll see you guys in the next one.